Hello, and welcome to the stressful season. Holiday season. So we all know holidays can be a joyful time where you can reconnect with your family and friends, but for a lot of people, they can be full of stress. One of the biggest sources of stress during the holiday season is financial stress and also spending time with family and friends. Now, you'd think when you're around your family and friends, you're supposed to be nice and relaxed, but in reality, a lot of times what can happen is when we are around family, we may not have our routines in place. We may have some stress and expectations that we are trying to meet up to. So I've got a few tips. I have 5 tips for you today on how to keep yourself feeling a little bit better and a little bit happier and a little bit less stressed this season. So number 1, you want to make a plan and budget for the holiday season and shopping. You don't want to overextend yourself and spend too much on gifts and spend the rest of the year, next year, trying to pay those off. So set a realistic budget as to how much you can actually spend. Now, one of the things that I think is really neat is you don't always have to spend money on someone. Really, when it comes down to it, gifts are meant to show somebody how much you appreciate them. Or give them something to pamper themselves. Now, one thing that I feel like is really overlooked, and as a mom, I totally agree with this, pictures are absolutely amazing. If you have pictures of your mom or your grandmother with their families, those are absolutely amazing pictures. Sometimes all you need is a picture frame and a few kind words. A lot of us, we don't get to see our family that often, or we don't live close, or we don't get together that often. So just simply having a picture with the whole family together is really nice. Another thing that I've gotten as a gift that every year, Nancy, you're probably watching this, and I'm going to tell you right now, every year I receive a card from Nancy. And in that card, she writes the most amazing things to me about how I've been able to use my positivity and how I've been able to spend time with her throughout the year and answer questions and just smile and find out how her family's doing. And just knowing that she appreciates the fact that I am chatting with her and catching up with her and spending extra time to make sure I answer all of her questions at her pace really makes me feel appreciated that she notices that. So honestly, one of my favorite gifts is just a simple card or a note saying and telling someone how much they mean to you, or how much of a difference they've made in your life. Those are absolutely amazing gifts. So it doesn't even have to be something expensive. It can simply be a note that you write down on a napkin or inside of a Christmas card, something really simple. Number 2 tip for you is to share tasks together. So say, for example, you have to decorate your house. Well, maybe see if your neighbors or your kids or your family members want to come over and decorate with you in the house. Sometimes people may be older and they may not want to go through all the effort of dragging out Christmas decorations from the attic or shed or wherever they may be. And having them over at your house and helping you decorate, you guys get to do it together, but it's also not going to be too big of a deal for multiple people to come together and decorate one house, and maybe even have a small table set up at their house if they're older and they're having trouble getting decorations up, just to kind of help get in the season. So coming together to decorate, coming together to do wrapping parties are really another great thing too. Basically, everybody can bring all of their wrapping paper and scissors and tape, and basically you guys can just bring your gifts together in the same room, wrap together, kind of congregate, help each other out with wrapping and decorating, and make it fun. Sometimes it's nice just to get together with family and being able to spend some time decorating or wrapping presents or even doing some cooking. Maybe you guys can get together and do some baking for like a Christmas cookie exchange rather than doing gifts as well. And that can save you money because time really is something that we don't have a lot of. People aren't really on this earth for a very long time. We don't always get to spend as much time as we would like with them before they pass on or move out of state. So just think about sharing some time with people rather than doing gifts as well. And number 3, realize that holidays are not perfect. Sometimes when it comes down to it, there is a lot of hectic things going on between shopping and wrapping and events and trying to keep up with everything as we wrap up the end of the year. So really focus more on traditions and special moments. So spending time with your kids to decorate cookies, it makes a mess, but you know what? Those are some special memories that all of you can really hold dear to your heart. And another thing too is if you do have either difficult places that you need to go or around difficult people, don't be afraid to set time limits. Say, you know what, I can only be here for an hour. I've got another obligation. It's okay to set time limits to be able to spend time with family, but if it is not good for your mental or physical health, it might be okay for you to say no, or like I said, even set a time limit. Number 4, you want to make sure you're keeping a regular sleep pattern as well as meal and exercise. You want to make sure you keep a schedule so that you're staying on track with everything. And number 5, make sure you ask for support if you need it. It is okay to realize that during the holiday season, you can have depression triggered, especially if you're dealing with the death of a loved one, a breakup of a relationship, or just realize that everybody has a hard time during the holidays. So don't be embarrassed to ask for help or to tell others in your family and friends that you need help. So have a very happy holiday season and hopefully a stress less, maybe not completely void of stress, but we're all going to have stress. So just a matter of how we deal with that. So have a great rest of your day and have a great holiday season.